Hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar on Simplify Software Onboarding using Agentforce. I am Parul Nagpal, client partner for High Tech Media and Telecom for Demandblue and Freelances, and I'm thrilled to have you join us. I spent more than a decade in the capacity of a Salesforce implementation and advisory consultant, architect, and customer success manager. Freelances is a digital transformation partner specializing in cloud, AI-driven automation, and customer experience solutions. We help organizations streamline their digital journey with our deep expertise in Salesforce, Microsoft, and enterprise cloud technologies. Demandblue is the Salesforce practice at Freelances, and we're a Salesforce Summit partner. We specialize in delivering Salesforce solutions across multiple clouds, including sales, service, marketing, revenue cloud, MuleSoft, Tableau, FSC, manufacturing cloud, along with Agentforce. And joining me today is Karthik Krishnan. Karthik is CEO, board director, and adjunct professor at NYU Stern. He's passionate about leveraging technology to scale businesses. His diverse experience spans startups to Fortune 500 companies, encompassing healthcare, education, and media. And Karthik's insights into the evolving AI landscape and its potential to reimagine and reshape industries will add incredible value to our discussion today. Welcome, Karthik.
Thank you, Parul, for the kind words and the warm welcome. I've had the distinct pleasure of working with Prelude for the last 2 decades. Starting in what I call the 20th century, in the late 90s, we worked on print to digital transformation and then moved on to implementing e-commerce solutions to social communities in the later years. For me, it's truly exciting to see Prelude jump quickly into the AI world and help customers take advantage of what this amazing world of AI has to offer.
Absolutely. And here's what we have planned for you today. First, we'll talk about why onboarding needs a fresh approach. Then I'll show a quick demo of an Agentforce solution that Demandblue has built to help you visualize the possibilities for your business. After that, we'll chat with Karthik about AI trends that are reshaping the high-tech industry. And finally, we'll wrap up with some actionable takeaways for you to consider moving forward.
That's an interesting agenda for the day. The adoption of AI is not just a hype anymore. It is going to be a pivotal factor in driving innovation and maintaining a competitive edge going forward. Much like the internet kind of redefined most of the industries, including creating new ones, AI is likely to transform every single industry and business on an unprecedented scale. While we all have learned that, the internet enabled communication at near zero cost and at blinking eye speeds, AI is going to automate decision-making on a scale that we've never even thought before. So from that perspective, a powerful combination of internet and AI is actually going to create opportunities for mass personalization, which is a huge opportunity, and also launching new business models. So every company that's actually looking at AI should be looking at to say, how can I use AI to transform the way in which I reach customers, I engage them, and keep them happy?
Karthik, there's a company called WiseOwl. They specialize in customer onboarding solutions, and they're known for conducting industry research, particularly on user onboarding. So I took some stats from a recent survey that they did. It shows that over 90% of the people that they surveyed felt companies they bought from could do better when it comes to onboarding new customers. 86% of the people said they would be more likely to stay loyal to a business that invests in onboarding content that welcomes and educates them after they've bought the product. 8 in 10 users said they've deleted an app just because they didn't know how to use it. And 2/3 of the people said that the level of support that they're likely to receive post-sale is an important consideration into whether or not they make a purchase decision in the first place. But too many companies, they still treat onboarding as let's send the customer a PDF or a webinar and hope they figure it out, or maybe a couple steps further, do some in-person trainings or some walk me videos. But that just doesn't cut it anymore. The truth is software is evolving so constantly. New releases, upgrades, bug fixes, feature enhancements, they keep rolling out all the time. And there are features which are designed for specific personas. Not everybody knows about all the features. And even if your initial set of users are well trained, things change. There are new features, new additional SKUs or modules that are launched and released and purchased. And suddenly the responsibility falls on release notes or help articles that are buried on your website for customers to figure things out on their own. How many times have you, as a user, a consultant, or a technology professional, been in a situation where trying to implement a software for a specific purpose and run into technical challenges or how-to questions, have had to reach out to support teams, raise a ticket, wait for them to respond, and then dive into a saga of back and forth questions and responses spread over days or weeks? Or run into an issue where you're going through different pieces of information available on so many different websites, which you don't know which one has the right solution or the latest set of information, which helps you actually move beyond the problem or the issue that you're trying to resolve. Uh, One in three pages you look at while trying to look for a resolution possibly relates to an older version of the software or a workaround that could work in the past with not with the latest version of the software. And here's where I think an intelligent agent that has access to the right set of information can make all the difference in a user's adoption and experience of using or implementing a software. Someone who can respond to your questions within seconds, give you answers based on the latest set of information it has access to, and being able to sift through that tons of documentation to provide clear, concise, pointed answers to your specific question and context.
Wow, well said. In terms of a context setting perspective, we today live in a world of instant gratification and frictionless engagement. So customers today expect instant support, which means personalized just-in-time knowledge, just-in-time skills. And these are critical for any company to engage with these customers today. If we can't do that, we're going to lose them. So from that perspective, companies who do a better job in delivering these kinds of expectations will benefit from increased customer loyalty and retention. And those that are less likely to invest in these kinds of capabilities will not only see poorer adoption and retention, but in most cases, even when you have a killer product, that investment is not going to pay through. Having worked for a number of companies and launched products and SaaS solutions globally, I am super curious to hear how you're going to help me better onboard customers, because this has been a challenge for me time and again. From release notes to product manuals and other things, we have invested a lot in these kinds of output and material, but the utility they seem to be driving for customers have not been that great. So I would love to see how you can help AI move us from like an output-driven mode to an outcome-driven mode, which will make customers excited about using products.
That's where Agentforce comes in, Karthik. We're talking about a smart self-service onboarding assistant that helps customers set up their software, look for specific features, how to use them, troubleshoot issues, and even escalate to a human when needed.
I'm already hearing loving the sound of it. What I'm hearing also from you is that, AI-powered solutions on onboarding is not just a luxury. It is going to be table stakes, and it's going to be critical for organizations to survive and win in what I call the attention deficient world, where it's easy for customers to move from one technology to another very easily.
Okay, for people who've joined this webinar today, I'm assuming that you have a basic understanding of the Agentforce platform. Salesforce launched it in October 2024. Please make your purchasing decisions based on what is generally available today. You've probably seen a similar slide on other enablement sessions from Salesforce. But just to summarize very quickly, an Agentforce agent is an AI-powered virtual assistant which operates within a defined scope, leveraging data, actions, and guardrails to provide seamless, intelligent assistance across multiple channels. And for today's demo, we took an application which is very well known in the Salesforce service ecosystem. Some of you may be aware of it. It's called Service Cloud Voice. For others who don't know, it lets you set up your call center with Amazon Connect within Salesforce, or allows you to bring your own telephony app and connect with Service Cloud Voice to give that seamless experience to call center agents and supervisors. And so we created an agent, gave it access to general product information, how-to documents, set up and installation instructions, known issues, bugs, workaround, and other knowledge articles. Trust me, this information was scattered in so many different sources: Salesforce Help, enablement decks, Amazon's website, implementation manuals from Salesforce, Amazon, GitHub, you name it. And I actually tried asking ChatGPT for an answer, and it would not give me a straight answer just because this information was so spread out. And we consolidated everything onto the platform, gave access to our agent, which can now cater to these questions about whether or not this product is a good fit for the use case I'm looking to solve, or help with a product fit or purchase decision. Or once I've bought the product, how do I go about setting up the call center within Service Cloud Voice? More importantly, maybe I've already set it up. There might be issues that I'm running into, and my agents are using it. And how do I find resolution to those issues? So,
Wow. Looks
good.
like you've created what I call a knowledge buddy, right? Somebody who's going to be like standing next to you and supporting you on this journey. I think it also helps me understand that, right? Retention can start at onboarding, which has been a key aspect that we're trying to unlock. So by keeping frustrations low and excitement high, right? When anybody onboards on a new product, right, their level of excitement is high. But once they start engaging, frustration starts to build in if they're not able to go from point A to point B. So from that perspective, I love the fact that you're actually focusing on delivering answers, recommending actions, which is super important in terms of driving that efficiency. And this could be a game changer when it comes to maximizing customer lifetime value. So I'm super eager to see what you have to show me today.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen to show you guys a live demo. And fingers crossed, this should work today.
It will.
Okay, so we're in our Salesforce instance where we built the demo. I'm gonna launch the Agentforce icon here. I've asked it a few questions already, but I'm gonna start fresh for now. So I haven't made a product decision yet. I have heard of Service Cloud Voice. I want to know what is Service Cloud Voice in more detail, and I want to know what are its features.
Interesting. So you basically in what I call learn mode, right? You're trying to build awareness around the product and then say, is this something that I should be considering?
Right, absolutely. And we're still
Okay.
letting it do its magic, waiting for a response.
But it's also going through a curated list of databases and things like that. So I'm curious to see what it's going to come back with.
Okay, here we go. So, like I said, Service Cloud Voice, advanced telephony integration on Salesforce gives a consistent experience for agents and supervisors. Here are some key features. It has a unified customer experience. It has AI-powered productivity enhancements. It has enhanced supervisor oversight, gives you seamless integration with telephony providers. And here are some benefits. So increases your agent productivity, better customer experience, reporting and analytics, lower operational costs. So it's given you a very wholesome yet concise answer. So if you're still in that evaluation mode, I think this answer is very helpful if you've ever been in that situation. I'm going
Plus,
to
I
ask.
think it also helps you with internal presentations, right? When you're trying to articulate the need for a solution. So now it actually gives you pillars and pointers to focus on. And it's
So
pretty efficient from that perspective.
this got me interested, right? Now I want to know, hey, what is the agent experience like in Service Cloud Voice?
So you're basically going from awareness to I'm interested in learning more.
Yeah.
And what kind of an experience can I expect from this implementation or software?
So let's see what it has to say. So it says agent experience is seamless, efficient. It gives you omni-channel integration where there's everything like in a single channel, all chats, emails, social messages on a single interface. It gives you the integrated software option as an agent. It gives you that customer context panel to see what their past interactions have been with you. And it also gives that real-time call transcription and call logging action. Again, now I'm gonna go in a slightly different one. Maybe I like the product, but I already have a call center, but I use a different CDI app. What do I do? So I'm gonna say, hey, I am on Ring Central today, which is a CDI app. If you don't know what it is, Central today, and my call center is set up. How do I use Service Cloud Voice?
So you're basically going into implementation mode, or how do I replace an existing solution with another one?
Correct.
What
So
does
let's
it
see
say?
what it says. It says
It's getting faster.
it says, hey, there are some prerequisites. There are some system requirements that you need to fulfill before you can connect to your external CDI app. Make sure you have a license. Make sure you have permission sets assigned. Make sure Ring Central supports SCV integration, which you know it does, and the endpoints are available for call routing and transcription. So that's like baseline. once these prerequisites are done, it is giving me a step-by-step setup information. What are the different steps that I need to do? And trust me, if you're looking through a Salesforce help article, you'll see that it has so many different steps, but this is so concise and to the point, and it's giving me exact steps on where to navigate. So it's basically summarizing that information for me, and it's a quick lookup, and I can just simply follow the exact steps, and I can go do da da da. It helps me do it so much faster.
Love it. It not only creates a checklist, and those of us who grew up in the 20th century, I mean, we used to have this book called XYZ for Dummies, and looks like this is the AI-powered version of it, right? It tells you like, hey, here's what you need to do. Here's your checklist. Boom, boom, boom. Very efficient.
Okay, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. Now my call center is set up, okay, but I'm running into this problem where my agents, they get disconnected from the call whenever they refresh the page. What do I do? Let's see. Let's ask it that question. So my
Can you
agents
troubleshoot now?
get disconnected from the call whenever they refresh. What can I do? So I'll tell you, when you look for this, the solution to this problem, like I have in the past, it would be scattered in so many different websites and links within everything that Salesforce has made available to you. And after working with support for 2 weeks, you may get a resolution to this problem. Let's see what Agentforce has to say. It says it is expected behavior. And to address this issue, there is a workaround, and says transfer the call to reconnect audio or leave the call. When it shows connected, you should click leave call within the phone widget, close the voice call tab, receive the transfer call. And here are other limitations. So reconnect calls are established as transfer calls, creating For detailed steps, please refer to internal knowledge document titled this. And it's giving me link to the actual knowledge article where I can see more steps and a workaround sufficient for this. How cool is that?
That is super cool. I mean, the fact that you said it used to take 2 weeks to get something like this done, I mean, that doesn't take into account the frustration and people's loss of motivation as well. And I think the fact that this can be done so efficiently and so quickly is definitely powerful.
Okay, I'm going to ask it one last thing. My call center is open Monday to Friday, but there's a huge surge in call volumes on Monday, and it's a very common problem. So how do I handle huge call volumes? I'm going to ask it just that. How do I handle?
AI Buddy is going to help with optimization and scaling. I like that. Wow. Every step of the way.
Okay, so I haven't said huge call volumes in SCV, but because of the context of the previous conversation, let's see if it understands that I'm asking for handling huge call volumes in SCV. And here it goes. It says, here is how you can handle huge call volumes in Service Cloud Voice. There are several strategies. Some of them may be well known, like call deflection methods, provide them access to FAQs so they can self-serve, offer robust, again, self-service options, offer callbacks, give them estimated wait times. Also, you can move your agents to a queue, which means the supervisor can actually manually pull agents from other queues into a queue where they might be actually experiencing huge call volumes. Or you can actually move your calls to an overflow queue. And let's say the agent, so all these strategies, let's say you've tried them, it still doesn't work out. If the agent still doesn't answer your question, or you're not satisfied with the answer, you still have that option of transferring to a live agent so that you can chat with an actual person, still go through the support ticket route and take those 2 weeks that it takes for them to respond, right? But 80% of the questions that your support teams get can be deflected or can be answered by this agent, which means less pressure on your product support teams.
So that would be a huge saving. I mean, what I'm also picking up from this conversation is the fact that, I would used to go online and do a search, and search doesn't have context, right? There's one search is isolated from the other one, even though they're trying to connect those things. The fact that it already knew the context of the conversation and the AI is able to respond in a thoughtful way reduces frustrations as well. And the second is it also gives like non-traditional answers that you'd have not thought through, right? Again, like shifting these things and still keeping productivity as high. And also from a customer point of view, I love the fact that, you can still pass them on to a call agent if needed. But the good news is that instead of scaling up your in-person live customer agent pieces, right? 80-90% of the answers can be provided in context very quickly without somebody having to wait on the line or fill in a ticket. That's super exciting.
Absolutely. I'll stop sharing my screen so we can go back to our presentation. And then I want to shift gears a little bit. Karthik, let's talk big picture. AI is everywhere in high tech right now, but where do you see the real impact?
When I think about real impact, I think it goes back to what I call the mass personalization part, right? I think that's definitely number one. The second one is much more about predictive. So with digital data that's available, where within a certain product people are getting frustrated. What can I do, right? So it actually is going to help inform product roadmaps much more efficiently, because the way we've done this so far is using customer research to figure out, Parul, when do you feel frustrated, right? You might not always know the answer, but with data, we know what exactly is happening. Why does it take 10 steps to get through something? So feeding into that product roadmap is another piece. So personalization, prediction leading into better product roadmaps is a huge opportunity. The other area when I look at it is in terms of automation, because as somebody who's actually developing products and creating these things, there's so much that can be automated and can be built in scale. And to some point, you can even start thinking about AI personas, right? That really mimic your favorite character, right? So all of a sudden, even implementing a product becomes much more like infotainment, right? You can have like, I'm making it up. If you like Hulk or you like Spider-Man, he's coming and giving you his own voice and things like that. So we can actually have fun while implementing some of these solutions. Last but not the least, the big ones are always focus on the customer. How do you help them save time? How can you help them reduce frustrations and ultimately increase delight? I think we finally have a tool that is starting out. Yes, it's still all text-based right now, but I'm sure voice and other things are on the anvil, and that will make it very interesting.
Karthik, that aligns perfectly with how Agentforce can be used to scale and address all of the things that you just said. But what is the biggest mistakes? What are some of the biggest mistakes that companies are making while implementing AI?
I would say it falls in two ends of the spectrum. The first end of the spectrum is not starting at all. The second is the other end of the spectrum is overcomplicating things. So from my perspective, if you can actually start thinking about how do you take a customer-oriented approach and start thinking about where can I do things that are transactional, which is taking things that they're doing today and making it much more efficient and fun. And then what else can I do that's much more transformative? So the transformative piece would involve something like an AI, a virtual avatar, like watching you and saying, Parul, do you know you could have done this much more efficiently, right? So this is being a thought partner and a buddy for you. And to me, the more we can actually think about this as augmented intelligence, where it actually makes our life better and efficient, I think we'll create a much better world and much more effective one.
So I totally agree with you. That's where you start small, you focus on onboarding first, which is a quick win and it has a measurable impact, right? Um, let's bring it home. What do you think are the key takeaways today?
I would say the first one is like, are you taking a fresh look at onboarding, right? How can you get, because we've invested millions of dollars on developing a product, right? So that means we've created value in the marketplace. But the only way we can capture that value is when customers get excited about it, right? So the question we got to ask ourselves is, do we have the ability to really do better on the value capture front? Because we're all very good at creating better products today. That's number one. Second is, do we really understand what customers are expecting today? Nobody wants to sit there and read an 8-page document or an 80-page document, right? So are we really tooling our solutions and approach to appeal to that particular audience, right? That's the second part. The third one is, how can you use simple AI, right? It doesn't have to be complicated. And even off-the-shelf products like the one that you're talking about to really make this experience a much more effective one. So in terms of bringing it home, I would say, think about speed to answers. That's number one. Second is, how do you provide just-in-time knowledge and just-in-time skills? And for the high achievers that are out there, right? How do you start collecting data on how people are using your product? Where are they getting frustrated? And even getting that pulse check and using that to implement and change your product roadmap so that we can build much better products, much faster, much cheaper, and more efficiently.
Right. And for today's audience, if this discussion got you thinking about how Agentforce can fit into your business, let's chat. We're offering workshops to help map out your AI and data strategy and specific ones to help you with your Agentforce understanding and roadmap. You can scan the QR code on the screen to get access to our website to know more about our Agentforce and data and AI expertise. And also, if we can go to the next slide, here are some accelerators we're building for use cases specifically in tech, media, and telecom. And if these use cases align with yours, or if you want to hash out your specific use cases for the problems that you're facing or your specific organization, please connect with me on Slack or using my email or directly email or LinkedIn or visit our website. And we will be sending the workshop details and use cases after this call as well. So if you want to read through the specific use cases that I had on the slide, you can do that. Also, you know, I think that's the end of the webinar. Do we have any questions that we can answer today?
So if you don't mind, like one comment here, it looks like Agentforce is not only making things frictionless, I think Demand Blue is also making frictionless for people to dip their toes into the world of AI by offering all these accelerators and free consulting or expertise. And I think it's a great way for customers to go on a test ride, a low cost efficient way to actually go on that test ride as well and explore the art of the possible. So my suggestion is that, if you're sitting on the other side of this webinar, think about ways in which you can automate, the way in which you can personalize and predict to transform your business. I think this is a huge opportunity for you to think about the art of the possible and really reimagine and reshape how you do not only product development, but also implementation and extracting as much value from your customers as possible.
Absolutely. Well, that is the end of our webinar. Thanks everyone for joining, and thank you, Karthik, for your insights today. It's very helpful.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you.